Do you know what? And this is a completely different. Okay, so we are now live. Well, at least according to my laptop, anyway. So first of all, people, everyone, apologies. And this camera quality, oh dear, really is not quite the same. So let me just move. Let me move this way. Uh, so as is the case, so first of all, I want to say thank you so much, Ganga, for joining us. And yes, there were some technical issues there. The camera on my other laptop was actually a lot better, but the sound was just awful and it was very choppy. So it's better that you see me and it be a little bit ropey rather than a nice picture and nothing there. So first of all, hello to everyone. Thanks everyone for joining. And here I have with me today the wonderful Ganga, who is one of the pioneers of tarot on YouTube.
Oh
For
no,
anyone
no,
that's
no, no, not tarot. That was my guru channel.
ah,
So
I
I just
see.
want to make that clear. No, I'm not a pioneer of tarot. I've only been doing tarot on here maybe a year or 2 years.
Oh, really? Oh,
But
that's really
but the other
interesting.
one was the spiritual channel for Guru Swami Ji. So different
Aha,
different
aha.
things.
No problem. I've got to make sure everything that's on the opposite side here. Well, that's great. But either way, you do have a tremendous amount of experience on YouTube, and it's been wonderful talking with you and exchanging. So it looks like, can everyone see us? I think everyone can. I think everyone's saying hi. I'm just going to write here hi, like
Hello,
so,
everyone.
and then we'll get stuck in. So it looks like everyone can see us. Okay, so Ganga and I were having a little chat earlier. Oh, and they're saying it sounds great, so that's good. So Ganga and I were having a little chat earlier. Now, as we know, there is a tremendous amount going on in the world right now. And let me just move this laptop back a little bit so at least you can appreciate or see my shirt, which I've put so much effort into. There we are. That's better.
Well,
I'll just
we're
make sure
we're
I'm.
actually very nicely coordinated
Ah,
today.
yes. I see. So
Such,
we've got the
such an important thing.
Of course, it's the most important thing. Now, whether or not we'll have time to cover every topic today, we'll see. I'm going to pull some tarot as well, and we'll do it where we look at a question and then we both pull. So one of the things we wanted to look at was just to read off the list, was the collective dark night of the soul, which is happening a lot, cyber ninjas, and what's going on with them. Oh, thanks for the compliment there. Just saw one come through. Giuliani, and is he about to join the Underbus Club, which is a new hashtag that's been created by Michael Cohen. Isn't that funny?
I love it.
Brilliant. If we've got time, we'll look at Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gates. In fact, I'd really like to actually have a look at them because they're on this Cra tour right now. And then only if we have time, Elise Stefanik, will she replace Liz Cheney, and maybe a little bit more of a chat about India. So let's discuss, just to put this into context for everyone, why perhaps everything is just so intense at the moment. What are your views, Ganga, on the dark night of the soul? I'll let you start off, as you are my guest.
Well, thank you for that. I actually pulled cards on this because I knew this is a very deep subject. And I think everybody at some time is going to have to go through the dark night of the soul if you are a spiritual seeker, which I think most of our people are. But
Yeah.
what I got here was the orphan. Orphan. People are feeling orphaned, the loss of government, the loss of, having to be away from COVID, all those things. People are feeling a sense of loss. They're feeling a sense of being abandoned. And so
Hmm.
all of that is going on, and they are looking for keys. I mean, everything's backwards. Sorry about
I
that.
know it's all backwards on here. I need to move that way
Keys
to me.
to the difficulties that they're having in life overall. And I think this is, again, the collective is going through this as well. We're coming up to a point of, again, this is karmic things coming in as well,
Hmm. Hmm.
trying to maintain some balance, juggling, feeling everything is up in the air,
Right.
and having to reevaluate what's going on and what's, how things have progressed, where they're feeling like they've been rooked or gypped or whatever, that things are
Hmm.
not coming out what they want. And so what I got is the companion. Now, if you're doing the dark night of the soul, it's something that everyone has to walk by themselves. You have
Hmm.
to have the companion of support system, your higher guides, and also yourself. You have to be willing to do that journey. The hermit, it's an internal journey that everyone has to make,
Hmm.
and have to look your own demons square in the face and go beyond what that is. Get to the root of it. Okay.
Hmm. Yes.
But you can have your companions with you, which are your guides, masters. You can also have other people that are supportive, but nobody can do it for you. You have to do it for yourself.
Right. That's brilliant. Well, I just did, getting my act together, and I just did a quick shuffle and a pull, and I find it quite interesting. I picked four cards here, and I might pick another one. But in regards to in the context of the Dark Knight of the Soul, the first card that came up for me, oh, if you can see that, crumbs, there we go, there we
There
go.
you go.
So we got the Seven of Pentacles. Now, from what I understand, now remember, Ganga, you're very experienced with tarot as well. So always feel free to add to my meanings as I interpret them. But we also understand that Pentacles are, of course, about money in general, finance, assets, liquidity. And the Seven of Pentacles is considered, ooh, it's all backwards. Is considered to be a card of review. So the way I see that, I mean, it's really quite an obvious one, isn't it? If we think of, because of the effects of COVID, it's affected everyone's finances, and almost everyone on planet Earth, in some shape or form, has been having to do a financial inventory of their position. Many people, of course, have unfortunately have lost their jobs. We understand that there are jobs coming back. It does vary from country to country, but I think we can say that is quite easily a universal theme that many people have been expected that have been gone through. The next card I got here was the Four of Wands, but look, it's reversed. So, from what I understand, the Four of Wands, when it's the right way up, it's about stability, isn't it?
Mhm.
Family, and celebrating. So, quite literally, we can see, if I do it like this, all of that has been turned upside down, literally. So people have had their families turned upside down. So again, this is really kind of, for some people, COVID, of course, has absolutely wreaked havoc. The fourth card that I got
But
was actually,
can I interject something here?
yes, please do.
For me, that card represents usually for me the White House. So I think that
Mm,
has to do also with the overturning and the things that Trump has done, the repugly ugly
yeah.
drama that's been going on as well.
Yeah. Oh, that is brilliant, and it's so nice as well, because that shows too, like you said, because you have your experience with this card, and of course, that has been absolutely the case. Where when we think of the insurrection, and all of the institutions, the capital literally being kind of ransacked and turned upside down. So this also shows that people's sense of security in themselves has been compromised for many people. This has been a very unsettling period of time where people literally have felt their foundations have gone. And if we look here, look at this one. Now, we all know now this is, for many people, it's the card for Duck L'Orange, also known as, Trumpocalypse, or, Trumpy Trump.
Or Donnie Dark.
Donnie Dark. I mean, this guy is just outrageous. And do you know what? Seeing this card here, it's so funny, Ganga, because I've reached the conclusion. This is the conclusion that I've reached. Now, we know there's a lot of cra going on out there in the world, don't we? Where some people are just like, Trump is an angel, yeah. And the only angel I attribute to him is the angel of death, and even that is too complimentary. But I think what this is how Trump, in a way, has turned everything upside down.
Exactly.
Quite literally has turned everything upside down. And he's the architect of this huge destabilization, which of course has been happening over the last 4 years, the insurrection being the peak. But I also think as well, if there is any light, shall we say, that comes out of this, I would say if Trump has been sent to do anything, it's been to destroy the GOP, really. And that is what is happening in front of our eyes. And also as well, if we take this as well, when the card is the right way up, isn't it? It's a satisfied man. It's a man that's done well in business, etc. But when it's upside down, he becomes what? Greedy, isn't it? Possessive, self-interested. So anything else you wanted to add to that before I show you my next card?
Yeah, I think that's it. It's been upside down. Also, all the misinformation he gave about COVID and everything as well, all of that drama is in there too. And I think that the Pentacles upside down is also going to be his loss, that he is going to lose his wealth as well. His standing, his position of power is on its way out.
Yes, that's a really good point. And I've just seen here Gian Denby, I hope I've said your name right. This person said he's not done yet. Well, which is true. I mean, as long as Trump's drawing breath, he's gonna come up with something. But in a funny way, I feel in many ways this is almost kind of transcended Trump, because we know what Trump is. Yeah, he's almost cartoonishly wicked. Yeah. What's been more compelling is what has happened since, and this narrative of the.
Uh-oh. We've lost you, Hogarth. Uh-oh. You're still stuck. Your screen is still stuck.
No. Okay, let's see. I'm looking fine. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Not well. No, very echoey, and it's really cutting up.
Oh no! Because I can hear you just fine.
Coming back again, so I think maybe maybe.
Oh crumbs! Because the thing is, I can hear you just great. So like, I can hear everything just great.
Yeah, you're back again. Okay, so.
Okay, so sorry about that, guys. There's something not quite right here. My internet is strong, so I'm not quite sure what it is. Maybe the gremlins are out to get us because of the subject matter. But we shall persevere. Now the other card,
press on.
Indeed. Now, the other card I got here was the Six of Cups. Now, we know when this card is the right way up, that it deals with the past, doesn't it? Nostalgia and all that kind of stuff. But when I see it reversed, it's almost as if when I just intuitively tune in with that, it's almost like people would like to go back to the past, how things were, but we can't because so much has changed. Do you know what I mean? Like everything, because if we look here, out of my 4 cards that I've drawn, 3 of them are upside down. And of course, when we look in terms of like these two, with the home, or sorry, the it's backwards, with the home, and then with Trump, etc. It's almost like the apple cart has been turned over too many times. We're seeing so much stuff come out now that is we just can't go back to how things were. How do you interpret that, Ganga?
Yeah,
Do you agree?
a dissatisfaction now
Mm,
because of the past. So they are in a dissatisfaction now. Absolutely.
right. Hmm. Well, that makes sense. Shall I pull? You pulled 5, didn't you? So I'll pull one more, and I'm just going to do it like this. I'm just
Okay.
literally going to be like, let's see. Let's just pull one out here and see what it is. Let's have a little look. Oh, looky here. I got the star. Can you see that?
Oh, okay. There you go. Now we've got it.
Here we are. Now, for many people, isn't this interesting? The star can often represent America as well, isn't it, in many readings?
For some people, for me, it usually represents Trump because he is the star and he can do whatever he wants.
That's interesting. Well, if we look at it from the perspective, sorry about this reflection here is
Yeah.
so bright. Anyway, we know this is a star. Anyway, it came out the right way up. Pardon me. Now, I look at that as America in terms of the highest it can be, standing for its values. I also understand the star is about healing and rejuvenation as well. So we can potentially hope that after all of this turmoil, yeah, all of these ups and downs, all of these kerfuffles. Actually, I'll turn down the brightness a little bit on my lamp, and that should help. Yeah, that makes it a
Yeah,
little bit
that's good.
easier. And I'll just take it down one notch more. Sorry, folks. This is all in the saddle type stuff sometimes. And when I look at this, maybe after all of this upheaval, and turmoil, maybe America, and this is what I've seen in chance, that America will rejuvenate itself, and particularly if it takes on this new kind of green path and the infrastructure and stuff like that. I can see in America's chart that if this happens, it will become one world. So when I look at this card, because it's the right way up, that's how I see that potentially panning out. But what's your views on that, Ganga?
Yeah. I feel also, yeah, the star is also your hopes and your dreams and all of
Mhm.
that. And I think it's about, it could be about US now under Biden getting back to where they are again, a leader, somebody to be looked up to, somebody going back to the values that we had and reestablishing things.
Right, right. I see. Yeah, that makes sense. One person was just asking, when will this end? And how long is a piece of string? Yeah, there's a lot to come out, a lot.
Exactly.
Because really, Ganga, I mean, we're dealing with decades here, aren't we? Decades of entrenched corruption and what have you. And I think people should try and view this as the official start of the purge. Yeah.
I agree. It's just, they're just starting to look at things, looking at police departments, looking at perhaps with Deb Holland, getting some things in there for the Native Americans that should have been there
Mm,
long ago, the
mm.
infrastructure. I mean, there's just so much that has to be gone through and established, and we're just now getting a little toe in the water.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Okay, let's do a bit on cyber ninjas.
Cyber ninjas.
And how many cards do you want to pull? How many are you going to pull? And I'll pull the same.
Um, we can do 5.
5. Okay, no problem. All right, you go first, and I'll have a little rummage as well. All right, let me just pick 3 here.
5 ninjas. What are they up to?
Mm. Oh wow, I'm getting some interesting cards here.
Okay.
Oh, this is very interesting. Let's see what my 5th card is. I'm getting some juicy ones, Ganga. I tell you that.
Juicy ones.
And I've got one major arcana as well. Okay.
Okay. Well, what I got first of is the 4 of Swords.
Yeah.
Hopefully, eventually, we can put this to rest. We've got them, the fires are lit, just waiting for your ship to come in. And I don't know who this woman is, but there's some woman behind there with some sort of a power going to be stepping into this in some way, shape, or form. This is about also, the balance, trying to figure out what's going on. And, again, with them trying to, connect with others and things. But I think it's not going to go well for them. I tried pulling some cards on this a while ago, and what I got with it was it's not going to end well for them, that they're going to have to reconcile the fact that he has lost, So,
yeah. Because I mean, we all know what's going on there. I think, like when I was tuning in before pulling any cards and stuff like that, I was just thinking, that there will also be a part where they'll be overwhelmed by the number of ballots for Biden. Like, I think it's like they're going through and they're actually looking at it themselves, and they're like going like, oh my God, because they were probably thinking we can get out a few marker pens and change a few this. But when you start getting into the hundreds of thousands of votes, trying to, fake all of this, that, and the other, and they're also going to be leaving behind evidence of tampering. This is also another thing as well, what they need to understand, because,
Exactly. And then their other thing that they've got going, they're looking that, 40,000 votes came in from China. So we're looking for bamboo paper.
Oh man, I mean, it's just. You know what? Like, do you remember that we used to have a program in the UK called Monty Python?
Yes.
Did you like? It's on that kind of level, but it's real. It's so weird. It's so weird. So what I got here for my first card, look at that. I got the King of Swords reversed. Now we all know that that swords essentially are about truth, really, aren't they? They're about truth, the truth coming forward, someone being like a judge or responsible, or something like that. So we do know there was a judge involved. But one of the things I was thinking is like, what kind of judge even approved this lunacy in the first place? Like in the UK, it would have just been tossed out. We very rarely do recounts, let alone like 4 or 5, however it's been. But I see this as well as kind of trying to turn the truth upside down. Would you agree?
Absolutely. That was my immediate thing with that, is they are trying to overturn the truth through whatever, fallacy and means that they have, that they can do it once again.
Absolutely. Now, what I find interesting here as well is that, look, we've got the wish fulfillment card. Yeah. but he's upside down. So if I just interpret that simply, because I'm not that sophisticated with my with my tarot, I just go straight in there. It looks like maybe ultimately their wishes will be thwarted.
Right.
Because I think what's going to happen is it's what's emerging. Basically, this is what's happened. Like when I tune in, this is what's happened. They've got the ballots, yeah, they've opened them up and they've started to rummage through. And it's become immediately obvious to them where they're like, oh my goodness, Biden won. And I think what it is that imagine the situation that they have now put themselves in where they've tried to overturn the truth. It's become this kangaroo recount. It's become immediately obvious what the truth is, because it's like, he did win by quite a few votes. And it's now, what do they do with that reality? Because to say that it's fraud, if they come out and they're going to be like, well, prove it. Show us the ballots again. Let's do another recount again. And let's see what's going on. So it's almost like these conspiracy theorists are in this extraordinarily difficult place now, where they're faced with reality. They've been given access to these valuable documents that they should never have been allowed to, but they're now realizing that things are happening. Now, what's interesting here is that I got the sun reversed, and again, I think that feeds into the theme that I was saying, because we know that the sun is about illumination and all of that kind of stuff. But it's almost like they're getting an illumination that they don't want.
That is. You also have the what other one that was overturned, the wish fulfilling card is also the merchant. So trying to buy their way, trying to buy his way to get a different result, which is not happening. And again, the light, overturning the light, trying to get something nefarious in there. And again, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. And someone here, Joni S, has just, oh no, wait, yeah. Joni S has just said, I read they were supposed to use red pens, but they were using black and blue. The person who reported it was kicked out. So, right. I mean, it's an obvious stitch up. I mean, if you want this to be transparent or whiter than white, why don't you have the whole world watching? Yeah, even your enemies to be like, because we're so sure that this is fraud. Come on, everyone watch, and we'll,
open it up. Let's have cameras on it and have it all seen. But no, nobody can come in. No.
Exactly, no one can come in. Now, what the card I got, card number 4, here I got the victory card. Now, this is interesting. Now, when I look at this, after this sequence of cards upside down, after this sequence of cards upside down, do you think that there may be a victory in the sense that this may get called off, or some other powers may intervene, or it could be the case that I don't think they're ever gonna say there was no fraud, but they may come up with a fudge to try and make it look like that they've won something.
Exactly.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
I think it's more that they may try to claim some sort of a victory, but of course something's going to happen that it can't actually be looked at. So, yeah.
And that would concur with the last card. So here I've got the King of Wands reversed again. And from what I understand, the King of Wands can represent a person who is charismatic, entrepreneurial, makes their own rules, and again is involved in business and stuff like that. But again, this is reversed. Now, here I understand this is a fire card. So the way I see it, do you think maybe some of these benefactors will find that they've got their fingers and their wallets burnt? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think so. And then I pulled one other one, the path. And the path I got is this ancestor of protection. So again, they're trying to protect the lie.
Amazing. Which in a way kind of talking about protecting the line. Let's skip Giuliani for a second, and we've got time, and let's talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene. As we know, everyone knows my nickname for her, but just in case you don't know it, she is Leaky Douchebag Blowhard. Yeah. I mean, she's so over the top. It's ridiculous. And then you've got Matt Gaetz. But I wanted to share an exclusive with you all. And let me know if I'm the first one. But I have found that Matt Gaetz has a doppelganger. Yeah, he's got a doppelganger. Someone who he looks extraordinarily like. And see if you agree. Yeah. I don't think so.
You know the one that I get from Matt Gaetz.
You know
who I get from Matt Gaetz is from The Shining, where he's crazily, breaking into the thing.
Yes. Yeah, he's a bit like that. And also as well, I forgot on the back as well. I did a side-by-side portrait just in case people weren't sure. So, yeah,
that's good. I like that one.
Right, so,
oops, your sound is going out again.
I don't know what's going on. Okay.
You are breaking up again, so we're not hearing any of that.
Okay. So I've got you.
Oops. Lost him for a second.
Oh. I think. All right. Right. So what did you get? What did you get? And I'll pick my 5.
Well, what I got for them is a spirit of family. So, these two are in lockstep. They are in a crossroads and trying to create more passion with what they're doing and trying to create, the happy family life. And, that we're right up there with all our family values and America first and, the ugly agenda, trying to stay in the connection with that.
Indeed. Oh, my goodness. Right. What shall I share some of mine, or do you still have some more to pull?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
All right. So I did 5 cards. I'm loving this 5 card thing. So first card that came up, reverse. Look at that. It's all about the money.
Reversal of fortune.
All about the money, but it's upside down.
Yes.
So we can see, what this essentially, we know it's a grift. Yeah, it's a grift. That's what it is. It's a big old grift. And they're thinking that there are still enough lemons out there to make lemonade with. Yeah. But they may find that all they've got is a little bit of lemon rind as they go around the country, because it's looking like here, when we look here, the juice is running out of these lemons. Yeah. So from what I understand with this card, with the 7 of Swords, it is a feeling of victimhood, isn't it? Feeling victimized or not having enough space to kind of maneuver, maybe feeling trapped in some way. But we can see the blindfold is there. Yeah, the blindfold is there. So what this really suggests to me is that this is a fool's errand. They think it is leading to liberation, but really what they're doing is just going around and showing everyone how nasty they are. Yeah,
exactly.
That's what they're doing. And why are they doing this? And then look at this again. Look, the 6 of Cups comes back. Just like how you were talking with family, but it's a distorted vision of family. It's a corrupted vision of family. I was watching Leaky Douchebag as she was talking about, addressing the crowd, and she was just like, "Oh yeah," and she started coming out with all this kind of nasty stuff. And she said, "I just wanted to check that I was with family and stuff like that." And you could even hear, even in the cheers of the crowd, there was even these whiffs of doubt,
Yeah.
with these so-called staunch supporters. So people are really beginning. There's only so long that you can spray perfume, on a
Exactly.
cow pat. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, the
Now,
minute you turned that over, what I felt with that was trying to overturn the past is what.
of course, that too, because
Yeah.
they're trying to say January 6th didn't happen, which is rubbish. Now, if we look here, I might need your help on this one. We've got the strength card.
Mhm.
Yeah, we've got the strength card here, the right way up. Now, the way I interpret this is that this crazy duo, with this, what am I calling this? The Big Lie Snake Oil Circus Tour.
Mhm.
I think basically it's taken some chutzpah, to come forward with this. Yeah, it's taken some chutzpah. And I think in their position, they think that they're strengthening their position. Yeah.
Exactly.
I think they think they're emboldening themselves and they're strengthening themselves. However, my last card is this.
Exactly.
It's not gonna work out the way they expected, and there's gonna
No.
be tears before bedtime. So it's a fool's errand. If anything, I think this tour is only incriminating them further, especially Matt Gaetz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of this stuff is going to come down on Matt Gaetz. I don't care what he does, but he's going to be indicted, and that's it. He's going to go down. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
can't overturn what the past is, and she can't overturn it either. So yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. And he's in a lot of hot water. If he had any sense, he will be keeping himself out of the papers right now and just keeping stum. Absolutely. Should be going absolutely stum. All right. So, because we're doing quite well for pace, let's have a little pull on Giuliani, or Dr. Dribblehead, as I like to call him. I mean, that thing, stuff with the stuff coming down the side, it was like, that's career ending stuff. Do you know what I mean? In the UK, you would not be able to hold office presenting yourself that way. You'd have to leave. It's just ridiculous.
Exactly. Rudy Tooty Giuliani. Let's look at.
All right, and let me I'll pull 5 as well. There, just so we can see how I'm doing it. I'm like, oh, I'm in cheer. Oh, oh dear. My first card is just like, oh dear. Oh, I think it's this one. Oh, this is very interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's just pick this one up. I think there's one here. I think this one wants to come out. Ah. Honestly, Ganga, my cards, I almost feel sorry for him. I almost feel sorry for him. Ah. Mm, mm. All right, card number 5. Where art thou? This one. Ah. Okay. I've got my 5. What did you get?
Well, what I got was justice.
Oh. Yeah.
Justice is coming.
Mm.
And, we have the card of affluence. And I think, that he did this for affluence, for money, for also, I think that he was, used to be in the limelight. He's not any longer. And I think he wanted to connect with Trump because Trump is affluent. So association. because what I got also was Dancer of Friendship. So the path was, I'm going to befriend him, and I'm going to do that, and he
and
should
the
be
dust will rub off on me.
right. And it's thinking that he could get away with what's coming and stuff, but no, So what I got for the other one was basically trying to move forward and get away from this, but it's not going to go away.
It's not. It's not. And my cards that I've got from him as well is just like, my goodness. And I just say a little like, hello there. So to some people, so hello to Lynn. What's this depleted uranium cowboy? What a great name. And we got Catch 11, Jenny W, and Talend, and I know who that is saying hello. So hello, folks, and thanks so much for being with us. And I'm so glad that you're enjoying this reading. Now, the first card I get for Giuliani is this. Oh man! That is a piece of work. Let me tell you, folks, and you guys know this because you guys watch a lot of the Charo stuff. We all know the 10 of wands is no joke. When that turns up in the deck, you have got an absolute mountain of work to do. Yeah. And he has just got work coming out of his ears, coming out of places that he never knew existed. Yeah. On his body. I heard. And because obviously I did the chart reading on Giuliani, and you remember I was this because I don't know a lot about his life, but I said there's a woman, there's a wife, Venus is with Ketu and it's draining him in some way. What I found out, apparently he has to pay alimony to his third wife, of $42,000 a month.
Ow!
Oh, and like he's been like having all these drinks at the Mile High, not what is it? This certain exclusive clubs and spending thousands of dollars on cigars. And he's also got Neptune in the first house, which can show drink and drugs and illusions and stuff like that. And Michael Cohen was just like, stop drinking. He said, and certainly don't have a drink before you go on TV. Oh, meow. Anyway, so the second card. So the second card here. Now, if you look here, I've got the 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, so we know money card again, but reverse. Now, I understand the 3 of Pentacles to be collaborating with others. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Collaborating with others on a team project and stuff like that. Now, we all know really what this collaboration has been. And of course, it is also in reverse. So in regards, this can speak of the clandestine elements that Giuliani has been involved with, teaming up with others that maybe he shouldn't be teaming up with. But also as well, this may also suggest that his collaborators may be in short supply. Mm-hmm. They may be deserting him, because my next card that I got was this. Sorry, the 7 of Cups. Yeah, reversed. I mean, oh my goodness. I mean, if that's not delusion, I don't know what is. Because on one level, if it were the right way, I mean, we know this is associated with delusion anyway, but if it were the right way up, we could argue that maybe even in his situation, he may at least have options. They may not necessarily be realistic options, but there would be some things on the table. Here, none of it is good. It's all upside down. It's mixed up. Sometimes when a card is upside down, it can be opposite of its meaning. But when I look at it in this context with the 2 previous cards, we are really seeing someone who is underwater here.
Exactly.
And really struggling to make sense of things. Would you agree?
Exactly. The other card can also be dark money deals. Dark money dealings, and so that's reversed. His dark money dealings are going to come to the surface as well.
I see. Well, you're going to love this, because here we are, Ganga, a bit of synchronicity. Look what my 4th card is.
There we go.
Again, you just can't make this stuff up, which again is another one of my little sayings, but it's so true. So here we see the courtesan.
Mhm.
the you know the person that was standing regal and independent, because we also need to give him a tiny bit of credit in the sense of he was the mayor of New York. There was a time where he was powerful, respected, independent. People were looking up to him. Yeah, if we can look, if we were to turn this the right way round, this shows confidence, independence.
Exactly.
You have plenty, you have everything you need, but it's this way. And one of the things they're talking about a lot now is that Giuliani is running out of cash, quick time. Yeah, this is the reversal of the courtesan, and again, it can show corruption and stuff like that. But quite literally, it's almost like his pockets are being emptied of money right now. But what spin do you have on that, Ganga?
No, I think you're absolutely right. And again, that he has lost his status and he doesn't have any connection with anybody of status that wants anything to do with him as well.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm just seeing here, Connie Brown is just saying Russian mafia in New York. Yes, there was a bit of a swap out. Now, this is the last card I picked for Giuliani, and he's going to need a lot of this because it's literally like that. Look,
Oh, yeah,
he's going to need what strength to
exactly.
survive this, yeah, because that is a pile up of misfortune right at his doorstep, and I think it's going to take all of his strength to try and hold himself together, because of course we know that there are already problems. He's got money flying out the door. Honestly, the $42,000 a month alimony, oh man, like wow, wow. I mean,
Yeah, he's up
that's
the creek.
he's up the creek. And have you heard he is now having to lay off staff. So because obviously he can't afford them. So Giuliani is going to have to dig in ways. He's going to have to find reserves within himself
Exactly.
that he has never had to dig in before, because we know Duck Larange doesn't pay his bills. And you know what's even more astonishing is that he did all of this work running around for Trump for free. I mean, if you're going to end up in behind bars or whatever, at least have a few million behind the sofa to come out to. No, he did it for free. I mean, that is it's
Just
just ridiculous.
craziness,
It's
craziness.
because Trump doesn't pay his bills, and also as well, apparently, according to one channel that I watched, or when they were talking to Michael Cohen, they said Giuliani wanted something ridiculous. I think was it $20,000 a day or
Yeah,
something like that. And it may have even been even more. And of course, Trump was just like, "Well, I don't pay my bills anyway, let alone figures like that, fool." Yeah, under his breath, of course.
exactly.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, we are rattling along and we've still got a few minutes left. So let's have a look. Let's do a pull on Elise Stefanik. Yeah, who should be this replacement for Liz Cheney,
Oh, okay.
who
Well, I
is
didn't know
who
who she was. I'm like, who?
yeah, so yeah, Liz Stefanik. So basically she's this kind of conservative, a young conservative female who actually I think could actually be really dangerous. And the reason why I say that is because she's got some brains. Yeah, I can tell. I just was just looking at her like, all right, we're gonna have to watch out for this one because she's bright. She's bright. Most of these Trump publicans and stuff we've seen, they've been stooges, or they're
Exactly.
kind of like this. You know, Not with this person. I sense there's a lot more wit there. However, she's not a die-in-the-wool staunch Republican, in the sense when they looked at her voting history, which could come back to haunt her. I think she's only voted with the government something like 47% of the time, or something like that. Something like that. But she's not like a Liz Cheney who's been like what 80% over a whole career. So now they're looking at that and they're probably thinking, maybe this isn't such a good thing. So that's going to be interesting. And just a little bit more, like just to say to some people, thanks again for supporting us. So Lisa Carolyn is saying that she loves us both, Ganga.
Oh, well, that's sweet. Thank you.
And I also got a compliment for reading my cards. So thank you, folks. Lovely. Okay, right. What did you get? And I'm having a ramage now.
Well, what I got with her is there are some things behind the scenes.
Oh,
Worrisome. So not good. There's going to be some retreat. Possibly retreat on some things because we have a lot of, again, fallacy, misinformation, drama coming out, and there's going to be some heartbreak, something coming up with this that's not great.
Right.
And the last card I got was a woman of power. But now, whether that's her or not, I don't know. Let me pull a clarification real quick. Something to do with a man in power.
Was that the King of Cups, or was it?
No, that's the Emperor. The Emperor.
Oh, I see. Right.
So something is going to come up with her, and we'll have to watch and see what it is. But it's not looking good across the board. Those are all bad cards.
Yeah. My cards are interesting as well. So I'm going to whip through in the sense of, if we look here, we've got Temperance. So this suggests to me that when by getting rid of Liz Cheney, they're going to bring balance back to the party in terms of which is all about the lies, but they feel like this is in some ways going to recreate that balance.
Oops.
Everyone's going to be Biori. Yeah, this is what they're thinking. And then when we look here, it's almost like there's a deal that's been made. There's this new partnership, with this new person, which they think is going to help them out. But there's something here that's not going to quite work out.
Yeah, it's not.
Something's not going to quite work out in this marriage. Yeah. And then when I go to my third card, look, I pull the same one as you. Look, we've got the Four of Swords. Yeah, now it's reversed. Now, if it's the right way up, from what I understand, is that is about retreating, isn't it?
Yes.
And kind of resting. But how do you read the reversed position? What does that say for you?
I would say maybe in that the reverse is it could be either stronger, or it could be that they're going to have to come out against something maybe with it. Could be.
Yeah. And maybe even kind of review more deeply in a way, because when we look at the position as well, isn't it, on the right way up, the person's laying back. It's kind of, it can mean review, but it's almost like the Republican Party really do have to actually start reviewing stuff. Because for me, this is almost like, when my intuition on this, I see life support. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Almost like someone, like a party on a ventilator. Yeah. I think there's going to be things that come out that are just, again, with
good. When you pulled the first card too, the Temperance, I got with that also, as well as a cooling down with her possibly too.
They might go cool on her. Yes, because of
go cool on her a little bit.
The liquid, right? I get. Yeah, maybe they could. And then for my last card, I got the Star again, but this time reversed. So really what this says to me is that this outcome, or what they're trying to achieve, is not the best for America.
Yeah, no.
It's a grand stitch up, because last time, do you remember when I pulled it, it was the right way up. So once we go through this period, America will recover. But this is pardon me, this is what the GOP are trying to do effectively. It's they're unpatriotic.
Exactly.
It's
Overturn America, overturn the values. Exactly.
absolutely, they're trying to turn everything upside down. Everything America stands for, they're trying to pollute and corrupt, and it's so sad. But I don't think they're going to succeed. Some will be taken in, but it's going to be less and less as this wagon carries on.
Yeah,
Aha.
I think so too. I think so too. Yeah, I was
Ooh.
surprised at the cards I got, but at the end, when we have these two, I think maybe there could be somebody else coming in, could be somebody else coming in.
Yeah, there could be something there. Well, we have got well look, we've got a few more minutes. So shall we do a quick read on India and then that will be
Sure.
our session. It's amazing how quickly the time has gone, isn't it?
It just goes so quick.
It just goes so fast. All right, so I'm going to have a little shuffleage here, and let's see what's going on with India. I mean, just when I tune in, I think you may have left a comment for me at one point, Ganga, but like you said, it's probably going to get worse before it gets better, and I also feel the same way. So let's just see. I'm going to have a little pull. Maybe this will give us a little idea for maybe the next month or so at least. All right, let me just pull here so people can see what I'm doing. Oh, even though I do it, everything's in reverse. All right, I feel like I've got to pull that one. Oh, okay. Let's see. There may be some help coming, but it looks like it might be slow. All right, and then look here, and then some might be some issues for Narendra Modi.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's a woman who's going to be speaking up against him, I think. And then we get the last card. Sorry, I'm having a little rummage here. Ah, okay. What I'll do is I'll go first, and I'll let you close the reading. Right, here we are. Page of Swords. So there's some harsh truths, yeah, harsh truths coming forward about the situation in India, and it's not going to be pleasant stuff. Yeah, this is not bedtime story kind of stuff going on. I think there will be help that will come eventually, but it will be slow and it will be expensive. Yeah, it's going to be slow and expensive. This can also represent as well, I would suggest, almost like the government response,
Mm-hmm.
where it's just been a very slow response because this is the slowest horse. All its four hooves are on the ground, and it's not really going fast anywhere, is it? So it shows you that. And also as well, there may have been this element as well when it came to do with money, because while the numbers were down, of course, India was providing a lot of stuff for people, and it's now turned out, oh, we actually need a lot of this stuff for ourselves. I got the emperor reverse, so of course we know the emperor, of course, will deal with leaders, presidents, and stuff like this. So I think it's probably likely that Modi will still win because they think he might still win because they call him the Trump of India. However, this handling of the crisis, I think it's going to catch up with him, because I think the numbers are already bad, but they're going to get stratospheric.
Yeah.
And I think when they get stratospheric, a lot of people, it may not happen on this one, but if he can be president of India again after this, I doubt it. Yeah, I doubt it. So this shows there's trouble down the pike. I don't know what the political landscape is like necessarily in India, but this suggests a very spirited, intelligent woman, doesn't it?
Yes.
Who's got some wisdom, some knowledge here, because you can see her familiar, the black cat. So she's got some inside information on things, and it looks like there may be some kind of offering, isn't there? This is like an offering, bringing a message. It's the right way up, but it can also mean seduction as well, if I understand. So it could be that maybe a woman comes forward with a new offer for India that is appealing in some way. I would take it as that. What did you get?
Well, I got the, first he's going to have the victory, I think, but as you can see, there's not a lot of forward motion there.
Mm, yeah,
He's going
yeah,
to get the victory, but people are looking and watching, and it's not going anywhere. It's going to be a lot of defensiveness in trying to keep on things.
mm,
As far as new opportunities, it's like that door's kind of closed, and we've got all the
yeah,
lilies, we've got the deaths, we've got
yes,
the deaths and stuff, and so that's
yes,
going to close the doors. He's looking for the handout for some help. Okay?
yes.
Not in a position of power. Um,
Hmm.
and I think he is going to get some help, but it's going to take some time. And I did pull an archetype for them, and
Oh,
I got the Starborn. So they are under the stars now for the
wow.
astrological stuff that's going on.
Yes, yes. And isn't that interesting? Because, as you know, I did a reading on India, and they are having this. Basically, they're having a Kala Sarpa yoga return.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
So
really in trouble.
they are so under the wheel of fate right now. It would be the wheel of fortune, but reversed. That
Yeah.
is really what they're experiencing. And you're absolutely right to pick up on that one, because and I was tuning in the other day, they really are sort of like at the mercy of the stars, because from what I understand, they had one of these gatherings at a very special festival, but apparently 3 million people turned up. Yeah, 3 million. And we already know like what these super spreader events are like. Yeah, we seem like Trump has get was what 10,000 can do. Imagine what 3 million can do, and then all of those people would have gone back to wherever they were in India and different parts of the country. So I think this is going to be. I think we could see. I mean, really, just quite stupendous
Oh, well,
numbers
if
here.
you've ever been to India, lived in India, Delhi, I mean, the roads are packed. You've got this much room between the cars and the vehicles and the people on bikes and everything. And then you have the untouchables, these communities that they live in these little huts and stuff. And it's just so difficult. There is no sanitation there.
Mm,
We have all the wandering sadhus that are
mm,
carrying this, and the wandering sadhus are not going to be lining out to get COVID vaccines. I can tell you that.
mm,
It's
yeah.
not going to happen. So overall, the minute I saw it with India with the COVID, it was just, it's going to be devastating and for a
Devastating.
long time, a long
Mm.
time.
And you know what? It's so interesting you should say that, because when I look at the Mahadasha sequence of India, they are going to go into their Mars period so far, and their Mars is not well placed in the natal chart. And I was actually seeing the Mars Mahadasha period. I think it lasts 7 years. Yeah. So because these super spreader events, because Modi is still holding events.
Exactly.
So when you're having 3 million people turn up to staff, and you're still, it's just like it's just extraordinary. So all we can do is
That and
pray for India and hope the best.
all the hospitals too. You have to understand the
Mm,
system in India. It's not like hospitals here where you have nurses taking care of you and doctors. Now when you're in a hospital in India, it's your family that has to go get a medication. It's your family that takes care of your daily
mm,
needs. They're
mm,
the ones that are there all day to take care of the patient. The only
mm.
thing a nurse does will come in and administer the whatever it is, pills or whatever shots, but the family's got to go buy that and bring that to the hospital. And
Oh,
the family
wow.
alone is responsible for their daily needs and care.
Oh my goodness, that's even more.
It's even more.
That's even more. Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
goodness. Well, this makes sense because when I was looking at the astrology, I was like, they are in a bind because
They are
Kala
really
Sarpa
in a
yoga
bind.
is no joke. And the whole world was under Kala Sarpa yoga as well while January 6th was happening. And I
Mhm.
said, whatever happens is fate. Yeah, we can't get
Yeah,
out of it. And India's having this thing. Oh, that is so sad. So we all we can do is we can send our prayers to India,
absolutely.
hope for the best. Um, and we just have to send as much love and light as we can. But there is an element of fate here that's a bit inescapable because there's Kala Sarpa involved. But so we'll see how that goes. But I just wanted to say thank you so much, Ganga, for being on our channel, on
Thank
my
you for
channel. Sorry,
having me. I
thank you
really
so
enjoyed it.
much. Ah, cheers. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone else, for being with us as well and leaving your wonderful comments. I also see some people recommending my services, but also as well we can recommend Ganga. And please have a little look at her channel and some of the stuff she does, which is, well, I can't reveal, but there are many areas that Ganga has access to in terms of the spiritual realms and beyond, and then some. So she's a great practitioner. So thanks so much again. That was brilliant fun. And
Well
I'll
done.
see everyone soon. We'll have to do this again. That hour went so
Absolutely.
quickly. All right. So
Anytime, Hogarth. A lot of
no
fun.
problem. Stay on the line just for now, but I have to end the broadcast. There we are.
Absolutely.